little bit wild. The sea state's the sea's quite big, and we're quite hard on the wind. We have to stay high up on the course, otherwise we'll miss the island.
We are in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, punching through the swell on our way north to Hawaii. We are sailing on Latifa, a magnificent 1936 masterpiece from the legendary designer William Fife III. This isn't just a cruise, it's the first leg of a 5,000-mile voyage from French Polynesia all the way to Washington State, and we've had to fight for every single mile against the wind and seas. We're now over the equator and back into the Northern Hemisphere. After being humbled by the ocean in our first week, a new rhythm has set in. The end of this leg is in sight, and it's not long now before we make our first landfall of the trip in Hawaii. For the last few days we've been in the northeast trade winds. This is like exactly what trade winds always look like. Around 20 knots, 15 to 20 knots. Blue skies, just occasionally like a little cloud. And these winds are just super consistent, so yeah. And we're following like a northwesterly track, so the wind's just about on the beam. We should be in Hawaii in like 3 or 4 days. Make good speed. We average around like 8 or 9 knots most of the time, and it's been a little bit bouncy, a little bit wet, a little bit of water on the deck, but mostly it's been fine. Yeah, this is like the last section of the trip really, just making our way north in the northeast trade winds, and yeah, all is well on board Latifah at the moment. What's life been like on board recently?
Last few days have been pretty windy like this. Quite hard to like cook and stuff, but I think been managing. It's pretty good. I'm just quite happy because I don't feel sick and ill anymore, so kind of like everything's a bonus. I'm just like, I can move, I can work, I can cook, I can clean, I can sail and not feel like shit. So that's great. We had a boobie come and hang out with us for a night. That was quite nice. We named her Delaney. My bunk leaks a little bit, but not as badly, so I'm happy about that. And yeah, we're just tearing up the miles basically. Around 800 miles to Oahu, but 540 to our waypoint, which I don't know, I think it's when we are going to see the islands, maybe? Yeah.
It's the Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse! Pamplemousse!
We've got the ice cold Pamplemousse. Yeah, this is probably my favourite fruit. How is it out here?
Yeah, it's got a little bit wild. Yeah, it's not too bad to be fair when you get used to it.
Yeah.
The sea state's the sea's quite big, and we're quite hard on the wind.
Yeah.
But we have to stay high up on the course, otherwise we'll miss the island.
There's some dolphins over there, look.
Is there? There was part of... What was that?
That's if I could get the squash overboard about you noticing.
Where are we now? We're about 1,000 miles to the south of Hawaii, at what, 9 degrees north. We picked up the northeasterly trades last night, and yeah, you can see the sea state's picked up quite a bit, and we've got about 25 knots of wind, more or less, you know, on the nose. We're pretty hard on the wind, so yeah, things are getting a bit spicy.
After leaving the intertropical convergence zone, there was a collective sigh of relief as the first gusts of the northeast trade winds rolled over the flat water. Boat heeled over, the sails filled with a satisfying creak, and we were finally making miles again. What are you cooking?
I'm cooking chicken, courgette, pasta with some pestos.
Smells really nice. It's 4:30 AM. I just finished my night watch, so I'm going to try and sleep as much as possible. Where I'm sleeping is like right up in the forepeak of the boat. The motion up here is pretty intense compared to the rest of the boat because you're in the bow, so it's just like bouncing up and down over every wave, and it feels a little bit like I'm getting airborne. And there's also a bit of a leak coming down the side of the hull here, which I've sort of stopped with this towel. But yeah, I can just hear the sound of waves like cascading over the deck just above my head here, constantly.
The last week of an ocean crossing is always my favourite. By this point, the initial discomfort of the first few days has become a distant memory. You've truly settled into the rhythm of life at sea, the motion, the watches, and the slower pace of a world surrounded by nothing but water. The boat becomes an extension of you. It allows you to appreciate the profound beauty and isolation of this environment. All the constant distractions and clutter of modern life fade away, giving you this rare opportunity to simply be. It's almost euphoric, and you want to savor every last moment before it's over.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you later.
Could film the sunset, but instead it filmed me eating my little bowl of lentils.
Little bowl of lentils.
Got Rachel. Jasper.
We're about 24 hours away from seeing, no, not 24 hours, what am I about? About 12 hours. I can't do it today.
All right. Update.
I don't know the update.
Update on the current situation.
We're sailing along very nicely. I think we're about 12 hours from seeing land. We're going to see the Big Island. We're going to see Big Island.
Big Island.
A little zooming out on the chart plotter. You can see here. We're like 120 miles from our waypoint, which is here, which is hopefully where we'll see Big Island. And then we'll cruise our way to Oahu.
Should be there by when?
ETA Oahu.
Yeah.
We're going to arrive in Oahu on Monday or Tuesday, depending on how fast or slow we are.
And what day is it today?
Let me check. Friday. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not sure what the local wind effects are going to be around the islands. We're going really well now. We could be there by Monday if we keep the speed up. But I have a feeling we're going to slow down significantly when we get into the islands.
Could you pass me my rain jacket?
There was just a massive pod of like beaked whales and dolphins just like coming from everywhere. It was so good. I just like finished my egg sandwich. I came out on deck and there's just dolphins everywhere.
Oh, we're just off the coast of Molokai. About to drive in and get close to land.
And then you see it, landfall. It's a moment that never gets old. After weeks of staring at an empty, unbroken horizon, a shoreline appears. At first, it feels alien, a smudge in the distance that your brain struggles to process. You stare for hours as it grows from a faint outline into what has to be one of the most spectacular islands I've ever laid eyes on. The jagged green peaks rising directly from the deep water, you can almost feel the energy of the land before you even get there.
We're sailing alongside the island of Molokai. It's like the highest sea cliffs in the world, apparently. And they're just towering up above us. There's a bit of an acceleration zone like running down the side of the island, so it's super windy. The islands are so green. There's like the most picturesque waterfall ever, like cascading down the side of these gigantic hills. It's a really cool landfall. Probably one of the most like dramatic landfalls I think I've seen.
Well, we're just sailing along the windward side of Molokai on the North Shore Molokai cliffs. It's pretty spectacular. I've never seen anything like it. There's waterfall coming out of the clouds into the valley. About 80 miles away from Honolulu now, so we should arrive sometime this evening, drift around for the night before going into the marina in the morning. But this is pretty special. I'm glad this is a pretty great moment. Yeah, I can't really describe it.
How do you feel, Ken?
Grateful. How could you not?
Yeah.
Grateful, thankful, and awe.
Waterfall! It's so good!
What is this place?
Honolulu, Hawaii. It's crazy.
I was not expecting to see a massive city. Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this.
As we motored into the shelter of the coast, the ocean swells finally backed off. The boat was still for the first time in 3 weeks. We were exhausted, sailing into the blinding lights of Honolulu at night with one thought on our minds: drop the anchor and finally get a full night of unbroken sleep. There was just one problem: when we went to drop the anchor, it wouldn't go down.
Can we have the spanner, please?
Let's get that plate off first and see what the crack is. Yes. Okay. Softly, softly, catch you monkey. Will it come off? Yeah, for sure. It's going to be on a gasket, I think.
Dead fish.
Real nasty.
Alright, it's coming off now.
Whoa.
Wait. Yeah, looks like a motor to me. Nada. Yes. This is after Max and Rachel have unscrewed about 48 different screws. Gonna test it.
Hey.
Well, that was good news.
Yeah.
You just bridged
I just bridged
that
the
little
solenoid.
solenoid?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably the switch then, maybe? As you can see, this is the switch here. We've had a lot of water leaking through the decks and it's just completely given up.
The foredeck's been underwater for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's hardly surprising, to be honest.
So we have up.
Way.
And we have down.
Tidy. You're gonna have
Perfect.
to be. Yeah?
Yeah.
You might be sat there for quite a while pulling the anchor back up,
Oh, that'll be alright.
but it'll be fine.
Yeah,
It's doable, isn't it?
yeah.
Very good.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're ready to finally go to sleep.
Maybe.
Can't wait. So, we arrived into Honolulu last night. As you can see behind me, this crazy urban skyline, which is a bit surreal after 19 days of sailing, just like empty blue horizons, and suddenly we're like right next to this big sprawling metropolis. Yeah, we spent the night at anchor just because there was no room for us in the little marina, and we're gonna head in now, and it's gonna be the first taste of civilization after a few weeks, which is kind of exciting. Hawaii looks nice. It's kind of like Tahiti, but with lots of tall buildings. That's how I would describe it so far. It looks like there's some good waves as well. There's like tons of surfing, tons of boats around. It looks cool. Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
And just like that, our world changed completely. We guided Latifah into our new home for the next 6 weeks, Ala Moana in the heart of Honolulu. The quiet, remote lagoons of French Polynesia felt a universal way, replaced by the constant energy and city lights of this urban metropolis. But it was my first time in Hawaii, and I was ready to dive in and explore everything the islands had to offer.
In Hawaii. Just touched down at the dock.
Thanks again for watching another chapter from this long voyage across the Pacific. We've officially made it halfway to the beautiful island of Oahu and the incredible skyline of Honolulu. Now, if you've enjoyed this journey, you have to follow the rest of the Latifa crew, Jasper, Georgie and Rachel. If you've watched this far, you obviously love sailing, and I guarantee you'll find their adventures inspiring. And of course, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment to let me know what you thought. If you want to support my adventures directly, you can join the crew on Patreon to get exclusive access to my newsletter, The Elixir Express, and be the first to hear about any opportunities to sail on my boat Elixir. See you in the next one.